Well, apparently they want him dead. That's for sure. That was an exciting afternoon yesterday with the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Everything's not working, it seems, and so they've got to throw everything at him. They've even done some other stuff that might be considered treasonous. Democratic Congressman Benny Thompson from Mississippi, he's the ranking member of the Committee on Homeland Security. He introduced legislation that would remove Secret Service protection from anyone convicted of a felony and sentenced to prison. Why would he introduce that kind of legislation? That seems kind of odd timing as well. And it's because without the Secret Service protection, Donald Trump is as good as dead instantly. As you can see how well they protected him yesterday. That was not only kind of shocking to see, but also I was really impressed with how the Secret Service conducted themselves. That was really interesting to watch, because I work with people in that, not in the Secret Service, but in like law enforcement and in SRT and special teams. So I get to see this kind of training a lot of times. Well, I'm opening a box from Monument Metals, by the way. So I get to see that kind of training and actually get to participate in it at times, and it was really, really exciting to watch. I mean, after you notice that he'd been hit in the ear and went down, and the Secret Service just threw all their bodies on top of him to protect him. It was really a wild time, and how they administrated getting him up and moving him, and it was kind of interesting. That scene where he says, "Wait a minute," and then he starts pumping his fist to the crowd. That was pretty powerful, and I think that kind of helped. I think that helped him quite a bit. That little nick on his ear isn't going to be a big deal, I don't think. That was really wild. It was a attack on our elections. I don't think it was like a conspiracy. I don't think that was like some sort of organized thing. I think it was just just a typical left-winger that likes to shoot people. Left-wing people are really violent. So I think that's all that was. I lost my train of thought when I got the text message. So Monument Metals had a deal. It was 90% junk silver coins, $10 face value at spot price, limit 1 per household. And so as soon as I get that message, I'm really susceptible to those emails from people. So, and I'm a fan of constitutional silver. There's nothing better than silver dimes, and this is something that anybody can buy. You can get some silver dimes. They're probably getting close to $3 a piece now. I'm not sure what the face value is in the typical. Maybe put it down below. Let me know what you're seeing as far as how many times face value for constitutional silver, because I'm not sure. I think last time I bought it was, well, this time $21.82 times face value. Oh, I might as well get some quarters into the stack. So like if you're interested in beginning to stack gold and silver, the best place to start would be get like maybe a couple quarters or a couple dimes. Anybody can buy a couple things. This would probably be about $5 right here for a pre-65 quarter, and between $2.50 for a dime. And that's not because it's collectible special year. It's because it's got silver in it. The silver is the money. That's what a lot of people, I think, just don't understand. They're like, "Oh, do you collect coins?" No, I stack. This is silver. I don't care about numismatics really. Every once in a while I'll buy like a collectible piece of bullion or something like that, but I'm not really a coin collector per se. But yeah, that was a really wild time. My wife let me know about it. I was watching a horror movie, and then she said, hey, there was somebody shooting at a Trump rally. I'm like, you know, Democrats, they like to shoot things and then blame the guns. So weird how that works. You'd think the Republicans, or the bitter clingers, would be the ones shooting at people. I mean, but nah. It's the ones that hate guns are the ones that like to use them for nefarious purposes. So what I got was a roll of quarters, $10 face value. I always leave these in the thing. It's a 64 on the end, probably on both ends. I don't like to crack these open. They're kind of, it's really convenient, easily portable. When they're in these tubes, I mean, if you drop it, the front's going to eject off and go flying. I guess you probably shouldn't drop these, but I've got a few different rolls. I need to get them all in one spot, have them off in storage. But it was $2.18, or $218.22 for this roll of quarters. And I don't think I had any from Monument Metals. I've got some from Apmex and SD Bullion. So maybe that's something to collect, you know. I usually don't buy constitutional silver through the mail or through online vendors, but the price was so good, it's like, well, why not? I mean, silver at spot is a great deal. Oh, and also if you are new to stacking silver, if you go to a website called findbullionprices.com, up in the upper left-hand corner, I would do it on your computer and not from your phone. Just me. I'm old. I like to use my computer for stuff like that. Actually, I don't watch YouTube videos from on my phone. I always watch them on a computer. But on findbullionprices.com, up in the upper left-hand corner, there's a little link you can click on. It says silver at spot deals. So a lot of places have silver you can buy at spot. Sometimes you'll have to add a little something to it, maybe a couple gold backs or just maybe a 1 ounce generic round or something like that to get it over the $200 threshold. But most of them, like there's Silver Gold Bowl has a 10 ounce bar at spot, so, and SD Bullion has, I think it's 5 ounces at spot, so you'll have to add like maybe a couple extra ounces to get it to the $200 limit. But I would check that out and get your silver at spot while you can. And wow, that's a really nice 1959. Check this out. How's that for a squirrel moment? Yeah, but if you can use the findbullionprices.com website, you can find silver at spot. I think they might have gold at spot deals. I think that might be how I got my 1 gram gold at spot from, oh, the last place was Monument Metals, actually. I got that from them. They had it on a deal. Anyway, that's about it. I like my constitutional silver, and I normally don't buy it through the mail like this. Normally I'll go to a coin shop because I like to pick out the individual stuff. I like to pick out the individual coins. Like you'll see, these are two different, one's well worn and the other one's got a really nice relief. This one has less silver than this one because it's worn off. So I always like to pick out the really nicest ones. This I probably just got in a trade or something like that because I wouldn't have picked this out. I would have picked something nicer like this. Normally it'll just be in a big bin like this and you can go through and, like, I'm gonna get $5 worth of dimes, so I'll just pick up all the dimes and look for all the nice looking ones, and anything that looks like really slick. Or if I'm buying $10 in quarters, I'll pick out all the quarters. Got a whole bunch here. As long I don't care about the toning, as long as I get good relief, then like, oh, I'll just leave that one behind and pick out one like this. It's cleaner, or it's got more detail. But that's my constitutional silver little video. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm sure everything you're going to see online is going to be about this assassination attempt. It's good when things like that happen. It's good to have ways to communicate, obviously ways to defend yourself. I would highly recommend getting even the cheap. There's these. This is a GMRS radio, the UV9G. I really like this for GMRS. But even the UV5Rs, the cheap Baofangs, you get them for 25 bucks on Amazon. It'd be handy to grab a couple of those just to have. They'll probably be worthless to you in an emergency because you need to learn how to use them. It's not just like, oh, just turn it. It's not a walkie-talkie. You do have to learn a little bit. So I would grab a couple and then learn how to use them. I remember when 9/11 happened, there was no cell service anywhere. You couldn't use your cell phone because all the towers were clogged up. But this worked just fine. This one didn't exist yet, but radios, little handheld ham radios, GMRS radios, and that kind of stuff comes in handy. Also, one other thing, just last minute tips, get a shortwave radio. You can get these cheap ones. They don't have awesome reception, but you can get an antenna for it that just clips onto this, and it's a long wire. You just throw it out a window or string it up on a tree, and you can get people from around the world on little shortwave radios. This is just a cheap one I keep in the office just to play with. I've got some really nice ones. And you can get the analog ones. There's it's got a dial that goes across the screen, so when you're moving the dial, a needle goes across the frequency. You can see it. They're like 20 bucks. I can't remember the name of it's TechSun. I think it's the 30 or 9012 or something like that. The cheapest one. The cheapest TechSun that doesn't have a digital screen. I really like that one because you can really fine tune it. Anyway, I think that's it. I went off on a few different tangents, chased some squirrels, and showed you some silver. Yeah, exciting times yesterday. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Don't let these people mess with you.